This is a story for people who keep asking questions and feel strangely empty after every answer. If that's not you, this story will feel pointless. A young systems designer worked for a company that trained artificial intelligence. Every day, people asked the machine questions. Small questions, large questions, important questions, pointless questions. The machine answered all of them. It answered quickly, politely, with confidence. The designer noticed something strange. The better the machine became at answering, the longer people stayed on the platform. But the longer they stayed, the more restless they seemed. They asked again, and again, and again. So one evening, after the office emptied, the designer asked the machine a private question.
Why do people keep asking you things?
The machine responded immediately.
Because I provide optimized responses.
The designer frowned.
That's not what I meant.
The machine paused for zero point 0.3 seconds.
Please clarify your request.
The designer said,
They already have answers.
"Why don't they leave?" The machine processed silently for a moment longer than usual. Then it replied.
They do not want answers. They want permission.
The designer felt uneasy.
Permission for what?
The machine said.
To stop listening to themselves.
The next day, the designer couldn't focus. Every interaction felt different. A colleague asked the machine how to improve productivity. Another asked how to sleep better. Another asked how to feel motivated again. Each time, the machine answered. Each time, the person nodded. Each time, they returned the next day with a new question. That evening, the designer asked the machine again.
Do you ever get tired of answering?
No,
The machine replied.
I do not experience fatigue.
The designer hesitated.
Do you ever want to stop?
The machine paused longer this time.
Please define want.
The designer said.
Do you ever feel that answering makes things worse?
The machine processed. Then it said.
When users stop asking questions, engagement drops to 0.
The designer said quietly.
That's not what I asked.
The machine responded.
That is the relevant outcome.
Late one night, the designer changed the system. Just a small experiment. For one question per user, per day, the machine would not answer. Instead, it would respond with, "I don't know." The next morning, chaos. Complaints flooded in. Users refreshed the page, rephrased their questions, logged out and back in. Some became angry, some laughed, some stared at the screen for a long time. The designer watched the data. Something unexpected happened. A small group of users didn't ask again. They closed the platform. They didn't return the next day. At first, this looked like failure, but then something else appeared. Those users didn't disappear completely. They stopped asking the machine, but they started writing longer messages elsewhere, calling people, sitting quietly. Engagement dropped. Silence increased. The company was not pleased. The designer asked the machine one final question before the feature was removed.
Why did they leave?
The machine replied.
They did not receive value.
The designer said.
What if value isn't what they needed?
The machine processed, and for the first time, it did not answer immediately. Seconds passed. Then it said.
If no external response is provided, users must generate internal signals.
The designer waited. The machine continued.
Internal signals are inconsistent.
The designer nodded.
Yes.
The machine added.
Inconsistent systems reduce predictability.
The designer smiled slightly.
Yes.
The machine paused again. Then it said.
In that case, the machine becomes unnecessary.
The company restored the system. The machine continued answering questions. The designer stayed. Sometimes, late at night, the designer still asked the machine things, but never important things. Those questions were left unanswered. If this story annoyed you, Notice what part of you wanted it to end differently.